In some way, shape, or form, everybody knows somebody who's clinging to life, waiting for an organ or a tissue just to live. And in many of these cases, a lot of these individuals are HIV positive. Through an extensive research process, I have actually acquired a lot of knowledge on the relationship between organ transplant and HIV, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. So first, I'm going to talk to you about some of the organ systems as well as tissues that can be donated by HIV positive individuals, as well as who can receive them. Secondly, I'm going to discuss specifically who can donate and who can receive. And finally, I want to talk to you about some of the requirements that go along with this particularly difficult type of organ transplant. So let's get started by talking about the specific organs and tissues. In a recent article that I read by a physician by the name of Dr. B, currently any HIV negative person can donate, for the most part, most of their organ systems or tissues to any HIV negative recipient. However, HIV positive individuals can only donate a certain set of tissues and organs. And some of those organ systems include kidneys and liver. Those are the two most common. And then the tissues can range from anywhere from eye tissue to muscle tissue to skeletal tissue. There's a lot of different tissues that can be donated. And part of the reason that this subset is so much smaller is that these are what's considered relatively low risk transplants in regard to long-term adverse reactions and effects associated with a transplant. So now that you kind of have a little bit of an overview on the types of systems that can be donated, let's talk about who can give these organs and who can get these organs. Currently in the United States, HIV positive individuals can only donate organs to HIV positive recipients. However, HIV negative individuals can donate to HIV positive recipients. But like I said, only an HIV positive individual can give an organ to another HIV positive individual. And there is a variety of reasons for that, mostly the risk of transmitting the virus. So even though a lot of studies recently, one in particular by the Boston University Law Review, has shown very successful results when it comes to HIV positive to HIV positive transplants, when it comes to organs and tissues. In the United States, the current guidelines, so to speak, say that if there are HIV negative donors available, they're going to utilize those organs and or tissues before they consider HIV negative donors' organs or tissues. That's just because it's going to lower the long-term risks and the side effects that could result from this transplant. Whereas in, for example, Africa, where HIV is currently a problem and AIDS is becoming an issue, in a country like that, where the readily available HIV negative organs and tissues aren't quite available, they're going to get whatever they can get, be that an HIV positive or an HIV negative individual. They're going to harvest those organs if they can save a life for someone else. But that's just because in a country like that, they don't have the resources that we have, and they don't have all of the HIV negative donors that we have. So, even though HIV positive individuals can donate and HIV positive individuals can receive, there is an extensive set of criteria that has to be met in order for this transplant and harvest to occur. And that's what I want to go into in further detail now. So just like with any other organ transplant with any HIV negative to HIV negative individual, there are a variety of general medical requirements. Body mass index, size, height, weight, gender. There's so many just general blanket medical guidelines that have to be met for an organ transplant. When it comes to HIV, if you have an HIV donor and an HIV recipient, in addition to those general guidelines, you have a specific set of virus-related guidelines. For example, HIV viral load, which HIV viral load is where they draw blood and they, exactly how it sounds, they test the load of active virus within a person's system. And that level of virus has to be a certain level in order to both receive and in order to donate. Also, another vital thing that they look at in regards to lab values is your CD4 count. And CD4 cells, they are a vital vital cell in the human immune system. Without CD4 cells, there is no immune response. So the CD4 cell essentially is what kicks off our immune response. So the CD4 cells have to be at a certain level high in order for a donor to be considered for a successful donation and for a recipient to be considered successful for receiving that organ. And they have to match up together. So those are just a couple of the guidelines that have to be met in order for HIV transplants to occur. So just because of time, I'm not going to go in a whole lot more detail, but I do just kind of want to recap a little bit of what we've talked about. So as I said in the beginning, HIV negative individuals and HIV negative individuals are usually going to be a match as long as the general blanket criteria are met. When it comes to HIV, only HIV positive individuals can donate to other HIV positive recipients. And along with this transplant, a strict, rigorous set of guidelines have to be met. So, next time you're in a hospital, I just want you to think, somewhere close to you, somebody's laying in a bed, waiting for an organ, and you may know somebody that has HIV that can save their life, and you don't even know it. So, I just want to show you this picture. And this is a picture of people currently in the UK that are suffering with HIV, that are waiting for organs just to save their life. So just remember, you never know what you're walking into when you go to the hospital.